This is Trustline in motion. Trustline was built for the moment before work becomes risk. In most organizations, work keeps moving even when something is missing. Proof may be missing. The rule may be unclear. The wrong person may be acting, or there may be no reliable record of what happened. By the time leadership sees the problem, the work has already moved downstream. Trustline changes that. Instead of waiting for failure to become visible later, Trustline controls movement at the point of action. The walkthrough begins with a proof missing scenario. The work comes in. Trustline checks the condition before anything moves. If proof is missing, the flow stops. Communication pauses, financial action pauses. Leadership sees the risk before it becomes an official decision. That is the core idea. Trustline does not explain the problem after the fact. It stops the problem before it moves. Now we move into live enforcement. This is where Trustline behaves like a control room. The system is not just displaying information, it is showing what is allowed, what is denied, and what is blocked. The goal is not just speed, the goal is lawful movement. Work should only move when proof, authority, and the rule are aligned. As the scenario changes, the control state changes. The KPIs show the current posture. The evidence table records what happened. The timestamp matters because that is the proof trail. Trustline is showing that the system saw the event, made a controlled decision, and preserved the record. Now the boundary can be tested. An invalid action is blocked, an unauthorized action is denied, and an approved action can move only when the conditions are lawful. That is the difference between a normal workflow tool and a governed operating system. Trustline is not just helping people do work. It is controlling whether the work is allowed to move. But stopping the failure is only half of the system. The next question is, what does the organization learn from what just happened? This is Trustline Academy. Academy turns governed failures into training, readiness, and institutional memory. Mijeli explains what happened. SEPA Raptor classifies the failure. Academy recommends what the team needs to learn next. But the AI does not execute. It does not approve. It does not move work. It teaches inside the boundaries Trustline enforces. The learning layers are organized by level and by role. Operators need to understand proof, rules, authority, and documentation. Managers need to understand patterns, gaps, and escalation. Executives need to understand posture, risk, readiness, and institutional control. Each lane has a job. Rule Keeper teaches rules and boundaries. Proof Lock teaches proof and audit readiness. Assignment teaches ownership and authority. Trigger Set teaches repeat failures and automation signals. Orderline teaches safe communication. Reactor helps translate the system into adoption and understanding. This gives leadership a different kind of visibility. Not just what happened, but what the institution knows, what the workforce still needs to learn, what gaps remain open, and where readiness is still incomplete. In Academy, a failure becomes a course. Proof missing becomes proof readiness training. Rule missing becomes rule definition and escalation training. Wrong person becomes authority and role permission training. The system is not just documenting failure. It is converting failure into a learning path. This is how an institution stops repeating the same mistake. The failure does not disappear. It becomes memory. This is Trustline, governed operations for AI-powered institutions. Work does not move just because someone clicks a button. AI does not act outside authority, and every failure can become evidence, training, and institutional memory.